Okay, let's just reconnect with the cameras on our phone and understand how many there are and how they work, because we've got more than one camera on our smartphone. Now I'm going to start with the front-facing camera, which is ironically on the screen side. They've always called this the front-facing camera. And traditionally this camera, which is very hard to see, it's sort of embedded in the glass within your screen, these cameras were always used for video calls and they were never very highly spec'd. But today these cameras are capable of recording 4K video. They can even capture video at slow-mo frame rates. On the other side, the back side of our phones, we've got our main cameras that we film with. Now, depending on which model phone you have, you will either have one lens or a multi-lens array with either 2 or 3 different lenses on it. On this iPhone 11 Pro, I'm lucky enough to have 3 different lenses on there. I've got a wide-angle lens, a telephoto lens, and an ultra-wide-angle lens. Now, even without fitting an accessory lens, we've got 3 distinctly different looks that we can film with and 3 shot sizes we can achieve without even moving anywhere in our frame. Now, when we understand the focal lengths that the different lenses we have on our phone allow us to film with, we can start talking about shot sizes. And traditionally, there's 3 main shot sizes we find most people capture video with. And they are wide angle, a mid shot, and a close-up. Now, this is a great example of a wide angle shot, otherwise known as an establishing shot. It gives us a sense of place, it shows us the scene and the calamity of everything going on. It really brings us into the location and shows us the big picture. Now this framing, head to hips, is what we call a mid shot, and it's our second most common shot size used in videography. Now the reason this is such a popular shot size to use in videos is it mirrors what we call a typical conversational distance. So when we have people engaged in dialogue, be it actors or people being interviewed for the news or a documentary, it's usually this kind of distance that we feel comfortable standing away from someone having a conversation when we don't know them too well. So the mid shot is the safest shot size to use when you're capturing people's story. And our third most common shot size we find people using in videography is this one. It's called the close-up. Now, for good reason, we don't lean on this shot for very long. We usually come in, see a little bit of detail in our subject or our scene, and then we pull back out to a mid or a wide shot. This is where we want to get really intimate with our storytelling and we want to show a bit of detail in our picture. So by using all 3 shot sizes in our storytelling and flicking between our wide, our mid and our close-up, we create a more visually interesting dynamic for our audience. Whereas when we just stay on the one framing or the one shot size for an extended period of time and we don't vary our shots, it doesn't take too long before that shot becomes quite boring, quite monotonous for the audience watching our video. So remember, pull back, show a big wide angle frame to help establish the story scene, and it'll also give your audience a connection to sense of place. Then to select a mid-size framing such as this, either move your phone in closer to your subject, or if you've got a multi-lens smartphone camera system, select the tele lens to crop in tighter, roughly head to hips, particularly if we're capturing people's story. And of course, lastly, we have the close-up shot. Now for this one, you need to get nice and tight to the subject or the object that you're filming. And for another little tip, if you don't need that person talking for this shot, try film them in a slow-mo frame rate that helps build a lot more mood, a lot more drama, and makes for a far more emotional scene.